7:45, all in line to meet the teacher, Miss Kathleen. First was Kevin, then came Lucy. Third in line was me. All of us were ordinary, except for Cynthia Rose. She always stood at the back of the line, a smile beneath her nose. Her favorite number was 20, and every single day. If you ask her what you had for breakfast, this is what she'd say. Starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam, butterscotch cloud, tangerine, side order of ham. If you said you're my favorite, maybe you understand. Starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam. Cynthia wore the prettiest dress, but two little color socks. Sometimes I wonder if the mates were in her lunchbox. Me and Lucy overdid when Cynthia won the round. Lucy cried, almost died. You know what we found. Starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam, butterscotch cloud, tangerine, side order of ham. If you said you're my favorite, maybe you understand. Starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam. Starfish and coffee. Cynthia had a happy face, just like the one she draws on every wall, every school. But it's alright, it's for worthy cause. Gone, I keep saying starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam, butterscotch clouds, tangerines, side order of ham. If you said you're my favorite, maybe you understand. Starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam.
All right. It is Thursday. It's beautiful outside. If you're hearing Prince, it means that you are inside of the greenhouse effect. One more again. Again, the quarantine version of the greenhouse effect coming to you live from Facebook or wherever it is that you are experiencing this in the world. All right. It's been an interesting week, and you know what? And there's a lot of stuff to get to. I have literally a whole 2 pages of notes. I don't know if we're going to get to everything. What's up, Anna? But I hope to get to a bunch of stuff. Got a new light in the back, so I think I should do the whole thing like this with the things right in my eyes, so it'll look kind of weird. But I'm going to take these glasses off. All right, so where do we start? So before I forget anything, we are coming up on Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And y'all are doing some yeoman's work. I will say this right now, and I'll say it in front of my wife, and I'll say it for anybody to hear. That woman upstairs, well, she's upstairs from me right now, is doing a yeoman's job with this family and keeping us all together. I am so impressed by the way she is pulling all this stuff together. And if it wasn't for her, our kids would be really, really far behind in school, because I did not sign on to be a first grade and fifth grade teacher, and she's taking it on the chest, and she is doing an amazing job with them. So to the mother that is upstairs, that is the mother of my children, happy Mother's Day to you. And happy Mother's Day to my mom. She will be on here any minute now. She normally forgets that this is happening at 12 o'clock and then jumps on somewhere along the line and has some radical statement to make. So happy Mother's Day to my mom. It's going to be a different kind of Mother's Day. I don't know how many of you are still living with your mothers or have still had an opportunity to connect with your mothers during all of this. I'd be interested to hear how, oh, there's my mother. Hi, Mother. Hi, Brenda Greene. Happy Mother's Day in advance to you. I'm curious to know how people are celebrating their Mother's Day. We are we're planning on doing something very small with just our mothers. We're not going out. I'm going to cook dinner, and that's it. I will be sanitizing everybody as they walk in the door, swabbing noses, and the whole 9 yards, just to make sure that everybody is safe. But what are you doing? Like, how are you planning to celebrate your Mother's Day? Like, I think that'll be really interesting. As with everything, we have to figure out a new way to do this, right? We have to figure out a new way of existing in this world. So it'll be very interesting to figure out, to hear how, what your version of this new norm for Mother's Day is. I hear footsteps. I don't know if that means that my kids are coming downstairs, or if talking about me in front of me now. Now you're trying to butter me up. Always trying to butter you up. You my mama. Always trying to butter you up, because every now and again, Seth is gonna cook for her. Seth's gonna cook for his mom. Um, I gotta butter up my mom all the time, because like every now and again I get a meal out of it, right? All right. So I posted in Facebook the thing that I read the other day, and I've been reading. What up, Mike? Is that the murder hornets are on their way to the United States, and actually have been spotted in California. Because, why not else, right? Um, why not else? I'm flabbergasted that this year, what this year has brought. I don't think people even remembered all the stuff that we've been through this year. We were on the brink of a world war at one point in time. We were. What's up, legendary poet Nathan? Let's see. Would have had a fame. Yeah, on their way. Yeah, no, they're here. Yes, they're here in California and in Washington. So, like, we've been going through it for this year, and everybody, it's been well documented. 2020 is one of those years that it is going to be for the record books. It's going to be one for those record books. And yes, there is a snowstorm coming to the Northeast in May. Yes, I said it. A snowstorm coming to the Northeast in May. So we were on the brink of World War. What else happened earlier on this year? There was a whole bunch of stuff. I can't even wrap my mind around it. No, I did not drink my Clorox. I have to get right on that, Anthony. But one of the things that it reminded me of, y'all remember, was it 2017 or 2018, where it seemed like every day you woke up a new celebrity had passed away, and people were like, "Yo, we need to hurry up and get past this year because everybody's dying." That I'll go back to that right now. You know what? I'll go back to the time when septuagenarians who were supposed to be at the end of their life expectancy actually do something normal, which is pass on into the next life, rather than have every, 72,000 people dead. I saw a meme that just kind of like completely blew my mind. It was a picture of a stadium, full stadium, right? And it said, here are 72,000 people in a stadium. Think about being on the 50-yard line in a half field and looking up all around you, and instead of cheering fans, everybody in the stands is a corpse. That's what we're dealing with. That's what we're dealing with. It's mind-numbing, mind-numbing. And my heart goes out to everybody who has lost somebody. My heart goes out to all of the people who are still dealing with this. Some people are actually dealing with the actual disease and recovering from it. Some people, again, are trying to navigate what they do now with their loved ones now that they've passed on. So it's a tough time. Anselm is a classmate of mine from Trinidad. Trini. All right. So it's mind numbing, and so with 72,000 deaths, not even infected, or 72,000 deaths, we get a notification from the commander in chief, and commander, commander in chief that he is going to be, dun 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 dun, wait for it, disbanding the coronavirus task force. Mission accomplished. Y'all remember Mission Accomplished when Bush put the big banner of Mission Accomplished across that destroyer in the Iran war, and it's like, oh yeah, we're done. You know, went in there, mission accomplished. Taliban is over. I think we're still there. All these years later, we're still there. And so this guy says, yeah, I'm gonna disband the the coronavirus task force because everything that we needed to do we're done, right? Everything is fine, everything is set. And then even for him, in a startling turn of events, the very next day he was like, never mind, we're gonna keep working, we're gonna focus on the economy though, but we're gonna keep working. Yes, and his personal valet just tested positive for the virus. I am positive that he has tested positive for the virus a long time ago, and is getting the best care behind the backs of everybody else. I'm absolutely positive that he has tested positive. And if Mike Pence hasn't tested positive yet, after going to the hospital with no mask on, he's got it too. All right, so. It's just amazing to me that just the way that this is being handled, right? So it is unprecedented times. I'm not even going to try to sugarcoat this. I don't think that there is any world leader that could have handled it in a way that would have made everybody happy. And you can throw out, Cuomo, the way Cuomo's handling it in New York City. Cuomo's handling it for New York City, right? New York has its own special set of circumstances, and to a certain extent, Cuomo can deal with that, right, and be a rock star about that. Having to deal with an entire country, there's no way to do this in a way that everybody was going to be happy. That's a given. That said, this is being handled in the worst possible way that a world leader could do it. I mean, there's just no other way to say it, right? There's just no other way to say it. And it just from the back and forths and today, this is what we're going to do. And then tomorrow, the exact polar opposite of what I said yesterday is how we're going to handle it. That's the part that's really disturbing to people. And it gives people a really bad sense of security, because I don't know if what you're telling me is going to hold up a day. Yesterday you said you were going to do one thing, and today you've completely flip-flopped on this. So I don't have security in saying that, okay, this is going to be the plan for the next couple of weeks, when it is clear that it can switch from day to day to day. And I just think that they got to get their ducks in a row and come up with a plan that at least makes people feel secure, that at least makes people feel a little bit like from at least another week, I'll be able to say, this is how we're moving forward, as opposed to every single day it being something different. Every single day it being a completely different idea, a different philosophy, a different way of tackling the problem. That's the part that's really traumatizing to a lot of people. It just goes back and forth. And say what you will about whether you like de Blasio or Cuomo or any of the people from New York, the thing that people have been really appreciative of them is that they are consistent. This is the way that they're going to go, and this is what they have decided is going to be the plan, and they're sticking to the plan. And there have been a lot of pressures for people to move away from the plan because, oh no, we're fine, right? And they have said that this was the plan. I told you what the plan was going to be, and we're going to stick to the plan. And I think that that's why people are gravitating to their leadership, because they're being consistent. And in terms of leadership, being consistent is one of the things that is desirable from your politicians. And that's the part that we're not getting from the highest politician in the country, right? Um, so and you know it. I heard him say it's like, oh, this coronavirus task force is going to be dissolved, and I was like, yeah, he just wants to get back to campaigning. He wants to not focus on this so he can focus on trying to be president for another 4 years, um, and that's exactly, you can try to at me all you want, but that's really the bottom line. The bottom line is that he wants this to be a blip so it can go away as fast as possible. He wants to stop having to be in front of a podium every single day and reminding people that this is an active part of their lives. And he wants to get back to propaganda. He wants to get back to campaigning so that he can become president again in November. Yeah, just me saying that out loud is very scary. So anyway, I try not to be partisan. No, I don't. Anyway, so where else can we go? So we are doing a bunch of things in the house. It is starting to get warm in New York City. I know some of you are not in New York, and God bless you. People like Anna and some other people are outside of New York City. So it's starting to get warm in New York City. So the thing that I'm starting to do is plant. So we have planted peppers. We have planted. We've planted. What else do we plant? We planted. What's the purple thing that smells good? Oh my God, my mind is going blank. Anyway, so we've planted a couple of flowers. I'm still looking for not celery, strawberry. We can't find. No, shut up, done about the snow. What's up, Ben? And congratulations on your new post. No, we are not talking about the snow right now. We're in New York City. We do not snow in May. Period. Lavender. Yes. Oh my God. I could not remember lavender for the life of me. Thank you, Dunn. So we're planting lavender. And so in our backyard, so we bought this house in October, and in our backyard, it is a cornucopia of all kinds of horticultural projects back there. The person who owned this house before is just loved gardening and loved planting all kinds of, so there are roses and hyacinths and all every manner of plant. We've got a redwood in our backyard. There's a giant redwood tree in our backyard, and so it is really, really daunting because at the beginning of the spring everything was green, so everything popped up green, and now some of the stuff is Lowe's garden section has strawberry. I went to Lowe's. Well, you're in Florida. That doesn't help, Anna. So everything is flowering back there now. So we have it has a whole bunch of different flowers and different colors going on in the backyard, and then it'll go back to just being green and bushy. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff to look at back there and try to figure out what needs to be pruned, and it's a whole project. It's a whole project. If you need something to do, we can socially distance in my garden. And no, it is not a Burberry shirt. This is just a regular old what do you call it? Express shirt. Oh yes, please, Anna, send me some. And good. I will take that Spanish thyme plant, Mom. You can bring that over when it's for Mother's Day. And Anthony, I saw that Mother's Day it snowed in Syracuse. I'm talking about New York City. Syracuse has got its own weather system. I have driven through Syracuse when it was a perfectly good day in every place else and got to Syracuse and it was snowing. All right. So Syracuse has its own weather system. And Mike, there is no way you're getting me to move to North Carolina. So, no, not going to happen. I don't care what the weather is like in North Carolina. I ain't moving to North Kakalaki. Not doing it. Speaking of which, if everybody got a plants, yes, they have a lot of plants. That's a good, thank you for saying that. They have a lot of plants, but I was hoping for seeds. And one of the things, yes, I shop at Express. I shop at a bunch of places. I'm not shishi fufu. Yes, my backyard is large enough to social distance. You can be in one part of my backyard and not not touch anybody else and be 6 feet away. You can work on one side of the backyard and not be 6 feet close to me. So yeah, I've got a whole bunch of projects back there. I will. So yeah. So back to the whole plants versus seeds. We can do the plants. The plants are easy. And we do that a lot, especially with the impatiens and the gardenias and stuff like that. We get the little seedlings and the young plants and plant those. I wanted the seeds because one of the things that we've been trying to do, or I'll say me, is really give them a sense of look at something growing, look at something new coming out of the ground, and that sense of look at it was this little seed, and now it's something that is growing into a plant. We do it pretty much every single year. It's really the miracle of like life and growth and all the rest of that stuff. But I think that it's really important during this time where we've been stuck inside for so long. Nothing is the same for them, and to actually have something that grows out of the dirt that was a seed a mere 2 weeks prior to that, I think will help with their mood and will help with the way that they are looking at the changing of the season. So I've been looking for seeds, and when we moved into the house, our strawberry plants got destroyed in the planters that we used to have. So I have to get strawberries. We used to have strawberries all the time. And it was a tradition every single year, waiting for the strawberries to come out and having to navigate the squirrels who steal our strawberries every single year. So you'd come out and you'd see half a strawberry half eaten on the ground or on the branch, and it would piss us off because if you're going to take the strawberry, eat the whole damn strawberry. Don't eat half the strawberry and then leave that other half for us to see that you didn't eat the rest of the strawberry. That's just rude. We had real a-hole squirrels back at the old house. The squirrels that we have here in this new house, they just fight all the time. There's literally a squirrel fight every single day in the tree. And since there is no sports to look at, that is my only source of entertainment, going outside and watching the squirrels have like a WWE squirrel fight. Like literally, I saw a squirrel pick up another squirrel and throw it from one branch to the other. This is not I wish I had my camera because these squirrels be going at it. Squirrels be going at it. And so I have been reduced, yes, I have been reduced to watching squirrels fight in my tree. Yes, we have a-hole squirrels. We had a-hole squirrels. No more possum problem. We have not seen the possum since the last time that we saw it. We are now figuring out that the possums were probably just passing through. So no more possum problem, no more, problem? Raccoons. It's the universal sign for raccoons. And so what's up, Donna? We have no more of those pests, but we do have cats and we do have squirrels. And both of them we have one cat that comes by, we call him Bobtail because he has a bobtail. And he comes by. It's the laziest cat that I've ever seen in my life. Now, I know cats are prone to like sleeping all the time, but this cat comes in and we have a little bank seating in the back and he will sleep for half an hour in one place. He'll get up, yawn, move, and sun himself in another part, and then get up, move, and then just like... watching this cat, okay, yes, I know. I need to get a little bit of project because now I'm watching the cats and the squirrels in my backyard. I need sports. I need somebody to play something. Speaking of which, they started playing baseball in China. They're playing baseball in China and in Japan. Nobody in the stands. Everybody is nobody is in my garbage. So that's how I knew that they were passing through, right? Everybody is passing. That's how I knew everybody was passing through because nobody's been bothering the garbage, right? Yes, and squirrels do some really weird stuff. At the beginning of the spring, I had to keep chasing them off the lawn because they kept on digging up the lawn looking for the buried nuts, right? Yes, pause, right? So I had to be chasing squirrels because they couldn't remember where they buried their food. Yes, cats and squirrels do fight, except for Bobtail is the laziest cat that you will ever see in your life. He doesn't care for going after squirrels or anything. South Korea, maybe. Yeah, South Korea is also doing baseball as well. It's South Korea, China, and Japan that I saw were doing baseball. So I may have to actually start watching those games. We are also, in addition to planting, and any of you who are interested in coming by, we will provide the masks and the gloves. I'm building a bowling lane in my backyard. I'm building a bowling lane in my backyard. I don't know how far I'm going to get. I don't know what this project is going to look like afterwards, but I saw it on Pinterest, so I'm going to build a bowling lane on the side of my house. Yeah, I don't think that this is going to go well. It's just going to be something for me to do. But I'm pretty handy, so I'm gonna try to build a bowling lane in the back of my yard. It's gonna be really interesting. So this is, yes, a bowling lane. Yes, I'll show you the picture, Anthony. I might even let's see. Maybe it's because of Bobtail, because he's learned to chill. Maybe. Cool. My mother's like, what? Yes, Mom, I will show you the pictures. Me and Auntie Keisha and a couple of people are probably going to build a bowling lane. No, this is not bougie. A bowling lane? That's not bougie. Yeah, and it's not got to be level. It doesn't have to be level. It just has to be straight. That's all I gotta say. Look, man, if people could have cornhole stuff in their backyard, I can build a bowling lane. It's not gonna be a full out bowling lane. I'm gonna use the smaller balls like this, right? But you know, y'all over there who calling me bougie, I hope y'all don't come in and talk about like I want to get a game in, right? Anyway, so that's probably what we are. That's probably what we're going to be working on over the summer, and I will keep you. I'll keep you posted as to how we're building this. It's going to be a community project. It is not bougie. It's a bowling lane. I didn't say that I was creating a croquet course in my backyard. I didn't say that I was having what's more bougie than that? Like, it's a bowling lane. It's wood that I'm gonna roll a ball down. Yes, we were bowling with green peppers in the garden. And I'm just saying, I need a project because we're pretty sure that all summer long we're gonna be stuck in the house too. But I need a project, so we're gonna try to build a bowling lane. It will probably end up being, yes, right next to the hot tub and the sauna. Right next to the hot tub and the sauna. No, we're not putting it in the driveway, Brenda. It's not going in the driveway. It is not bougie. Stop calling me bougie. What up, Sha? Anyway, I'm gonna move on. I don't know how y'all are dealing with your kids. No, we're not doing a bocce court. It's not that big. Y'all need to stop. Anyway, I'm sorry I even said anything. Y'all are ridiculous. Anyway, so yes, like Hunter College bowling lanes. Shh. Don't tell anybody about Hunter College. Woo, memories in the corner of my mind. Anyway, so what I was saying is that I don't know how y'all are dealing with y'all kids. But yes, you did spell bocce right. But I have given up on trying to make my kids eat properly. The other day, my daughter was like, "Daddy, can I have a Nutella sandwich for breakfast?" Yes, you can. Daddy, can I have a English muffin for lunch? Sure. I'm done. These kids are wearing me out. First of all, they snack more than anybody I've ever seen in my entire life. And second of all, they have the weirdest eating habits. And so I had to like go back in my mind. I was like, did I eat this badly when I was a kid? And I grew up with my grandmother and I ate what was on the table. That was it. There was no bad eating habits. You ate what was on the table. And then, when you were at school, you ate what was at school, but there there was no, oh, I'm not having X, Y, and Z. What my grandmother put on the table is what I had for lunch and what I had for breakfast and what I had. And they're just eating the weirdest stuff these days, and I can't figure it out, and I no longer have the brain, the bandwidth to try to figure this out. I've given up on them, and I'm gonna allow them to, like, it's getting warm, so they're gonna get out there and work all of this stuff. But I can't anymore. Today, my kid ate beef jerky, and I have given up. I've given up. This is the face of a man who has given up on trying to get them to. I can't be bourgeois and feeding my kid beef jerky, right? Let's just go past that. The key to snacking is not to have the snacks in the house. Yeah, you want a rebellion, said. You want a rebellion. Sophia refused to eat lasagna the other day. I don't even know what if she ate at this point. Yeah. The one point that I've gotten to is that when I make dinner, if I've asked you what you want and I've made dinner and I've prepared a meal that is, within the parameters of the stuff you don't eat and the stuff you do eat and what you want that day, and you still sit at that table and say, I don't want this or I don't want to eat, good. The next meal is at breakfast. That's it. I can't do it. I cannot do it. Let the kids make their own food yesterday. It was hilarious. Yeah, I'm not trying to have them destroy my kitchen. They can cook with me. I'm not letting them get in the kitchen. I don't know how old the kids are in the house with you done, but I because guess who's going to have to clean all this stuff up? Me. Because even if they try to clean the rest of the stuff out, it's going to be a mess. That's why I was getting Mickey D's on our way home, although it was bad. Mom, there is nothing that you can say to excuse you feeding my kids plastic food from McDonald's. Stop it. Stop it. When I was growing up, I got McDonald's maybe once a month. These kids, you start feeding these kids like every single week they was getting McDonald's, right? I'm not bitter. Every week, I got McDonald's once a month. Anyway, yes, 14 and 12, yeah, they can make their own meal. Even though my 11-year-old is probably just as messy as the 7. Yeah, you can, like I said, you have older kids. I have a 7 and an 11-year-old, and they're both very messy. And like I said, it's like, if they clean up behind themselves, maybe that'll be fine. But they just don't. They really, really, really don't. I missed a comment over here. First mistakes. Did people ever ask you what you wanted to eat unless it was your birthday? Yes, I know. But listen, Sad, this is a new age, and I guess it's new wave parenting. And I figured it like this: if I can ask them and I can get the meal close to 4 times a year, right? Said it's like we didn't get that, and now these grandmothers are over here just spoiling our grandkids. And I know that's what you're supposed to do, but can we do it not with McDonald's? Take them to Wendy's at the very least, right? Like at least you can see that there is real meat in a Wendy's chicken sandwich. Not so much. Anyway. How is it not a daily show? I don't know. I don't have the bandwidth. I actually have a job that I have to do, so I don't know that I could do this daily. But anyway, right. So the kids are very messy, and if I could get them, I'm trying to get them to cook with me so that they can get into practice of making their own food. And every now and then, yes, I heard Wendy's went out of meat too, right? So, but. I'm at the point where I'm just throwing stuff at them. It's like, here's a celery stick. Not good? Okay. All right. Here's some carrots. No? Nothing? All right. Here's a beef jerky stick. That's where I'm at. I'm serious. That's where I'm at. Vanilla Frosty yesterday. Yes. Let's discuss grandparents. It was like another human. Seriously. We know what your job is. I'm sorry. I gotta actually do the thing that they pay me to do every now and again. But yeah, so I'm at a loss with them. And the bottom line is that they're bored. They're bored. Even as much as I try to be creative, cooking and getting them food and stuff like that. They're bored, and I can't really blame them. And we like to eat out too. We like our fair share of junk food. We don't do it nearly as much as some of their friends. Some of their friends are eating this junk food like every day. They'll get it in a sporadic spurts. But they're bored and they've been cooped up all the time. Try a social experiment. Give them a cabinet in the kitchen with their names on it. You place the groceries in there, trick them, place a block of cheese and Wonder Bread in there and a frying pan and Wonder Bread in there and tell them to work it out. Wow, Shah, you want me to start pledging my kids now? That's what's happening. First of all, a block of cheese is not going to last in the cabinet unless, well, yeah, we know which kind of cheese lasts in the cabinet. Shaw's over here trying to get me to pledge my kids, and that's not a bad idea. All right, I'm gonna actually thank you for that, Shaw. I might have to do that, but that actually might be a good idea. Creating a cabinet with their food. I mean, they can access a lot of the food right now. Most of the stuff that they can do for themselves, like cereal and the rest of the stuff, is in arm's reach of them or with a stool. So, yeah. No, they can they. Maybe I'm misrepresenting them. They're not completely bad, but they have gotten to the point where they are. No, no, I absolutely do. I absolutely do pledge my kids. They're not completely bad. I think that they have gotten to the point where they just want to do some different things. They've gotten tired with the bespoke snacks, and we have some outside snacks, and the grandmas come by and drop off it. Yes, Eileen, that's exactly the cheese I'm talking about. The grandmas come and do drive-by feedings, and we'll order snacks outside. But they're just eating weird stuff. The snacks is not the issue. I think the snacks are probably the most normal thing that they're trying to eat. They just have really weird schedules, and again, like I said, they're pretty bored, and that's why we're trying to do a. We're trying to do. I didn't say anything about hazing, Mike. I said pledged. And if you don't know that there's a difference, maybe you joined the wrong organization. Anyway, it's time for me to start wrapping up because, it's a school day and we got to actually teach these kids. So I'll start wrapping it up here. I was trying to avoid this next topic, but I'm just going to end on it. Ahmaud, and I'm going to butcher his name because I can't watch anything about this. Ahmaud Arbery was killed while jogging because he was black while jogging. And I think that we have, how do I put this? We've gotten to the point where no matter how this country progresses, the underlying fact that it was built on racism and bias always seems to seep its way through, where everybody is locked down in quarantine and people are still finding a way to terrorize black folk. And we've seen the videos, and we've seen his video, and I will not watch it because it is traumatizing in and of itself, and we're already in a traumatized state. And we've seen the videos of uneven policing of social gatherings out there, and where there are people who are of one disposition being allowed to do whatever they want, and then another group of people just being overly policed. And so it is without a doubt disturbing that even in a time where we are supposed to be loving each other and supporting each other to get through this global pandemic, global thing that is happening to all of us, people are still can't find it in their heart to love their fellow man. And I just want to challenge all of you and challenge the people who are listening to this to not be those people. And I I hope that we don't have anybody on here who is that violent or has that kind of evil in their heart. But even if there a little bit of it exists, I want you to find today to find that in your heart and eradicate it. Find the places in your heart where you don't understand people who are not like you, and normally would be allowed to live there, and eradicate that, because this is ridiculous. There are so much more. I could spend an hour talking about this. And right, you're right, Victoria. It was a father and a son who did this, right? And so, I I think that it is born out of people allowing hate to live in their heart, and the hope was that this whole epidemic really brought us to a place of compassion, and it is clear that that is not what is happening. That is not where we are. And so if I can do my own part in the little space that I have, if it is you, and if and this is not, I'm not calling anybody out, but if you are one of those people who does have a bit of hard parts of their heart, or animosity towards people, now is the time to get rid of it, people, because this is something that we're facing as a world population. And even if in the time that we are doing this, we can't get to a point of compassion and love, then we're already doomed as a people. So again, as doing my part to make sure that make my part of the world a little bit better. If you're hearing this and you've got that in your heart, eradicate it. Find a place, find a way to make your heart better and make this world better, because this is, I don't have words for it, right? This is above and beyond cruelty, above and beyond disgusting, and we need to do better as a people, as a universe, as just humanity, and I guarantee you that father and son cannot put their finger on the reason that they have that hate. And it starts with a father telling a son that these are the people that we hate, and that's that son passing it down. And I'm telling you, it has to stop somewhere. And so let it stop with us. And I know we're always the people that have to be the ones like, oh, well, we'll do the healing, we'll do the work, and somebody else. I don't know, Dunn. I can't agree with you, because at a certain point in time, meeting hate with hate, it will just build more hate. And so we've got to figure out a way to get rid of hate in everybody's heart, and not just replace the love that we have in our heart with the hate that we are being that's being imposed upon us, right? So we've got to figure this out. We've got to figure out what's going on in people's worlds, because it'll just be an endless cycle. If we can't do it now, while everybody is sequestered into their homes and everybody is trying to figure out how to make a new reality, then we might as well just give up. And then this whole quarantine would have been for nothing. And I hate to end that way, but I need us to move forward. The people listening to this are of all different races. Like, if I look through all the people, and I think that there are enough of us to start rippling outwards. And I think that if we look at the pebble that we throw into the stone, and if that's a pebble of love, maybe those pebbles of love can really overwhelm the waves of hate that are coming our way. And that's my only hope. That's all I can do, because I can't allow hate to come into my heart just because it's coming from someplace else. So get out there and foster the change, like my mom just said, like foster the change in your own world, and foster the change and keep on fostering that change. And I just hope that eventually that it'll make a difference in this world, right? So get out there, do some good. do some love. And for those of you who still think that I'm bougie about a bowling alley, you are not invited to the game. Y'all have a good day. See y'all next week.